Okay, friends, so last time we were talking about the Locrian mode, and I discussed very briefly about how these additions of sharps and flats correlate to the modes. Alright, so it can be thought of like this. If you are, let's say, C major, and one flat, that would be going this way. So that would bring you to F major. But if you're keeping the tonal center at C, for example, that would put you in Mixolydian. And if you're having the tonal center be A, you're going to get the effect of a flatted second. So that makes it Phrygian. Let's take a little bit more complex scale here. So let's say B flat. So your tonal center is B flat. Go this way, add one flat. You are going to end up in E flat major. But if you keep the tonal center B flat, you're going to be in B flat Mixolydian because you're going to be flatting your 7th scale degree. But if you make your tonal center G, you're in minor, so you're going to keep the tonal center G. That would be the same as having a flatted second. So you're going to have a G Phrygian scale. What about if we go this way? Going this way would have the same effect as going and adding a sharp. So in this case, it would be kind of like having a sharp 4. You're raising the scale degree and the 4th scale degree. So we're going to stay with B flat as our tonal center. We're going back to F major as the key signature, but the tonal center will be B flat. So we'll go ahead and keep the tonal center. So what's going to happen is when you take away one of those flats, the E flat, you're raising the E flat to an E natural. So keeping B flat as your tonal center, you are now going to be in B flat Lydian. And it works the same way if you're a minor. Let's just say that you're using the key signature of F, but you're going to keep the tonal center at G. So you are going to be in Dorian. And that's because it's going to affect your 6th scale degree. So you're keeping the tonal center at G. See what happens when you get to your 6th scale degree? It's raised by half a step. So there's your relationship with Dorian. And in fact, I'll go ahead and change this to ups instead of sharps, because that's what you're doing is you're raising the scale degree. It's the same thing here. If you're in D major, you add that sharp, okay, but your tonal center is still going to be D, but you've got the key signature of A major. You're going to be in Lydian. You're keeping that that A major tonality, but your focus is on B minor. You're going to have Dorian because of that raised 6th. Happens when you go back this way. Because all these sharps, when you add sharps, the sharps affect the leading tone. So when you go this way, you are lowering the leading tone. So let's say that you're in D major. You take away one sharp. So you take away the C sharp, your leading tone. You are now in Mixolydian. And we'll try it with this as well. You're going to go ahead and go down to G major as your key signature, but you're going to keep B as your tonal center because you're minor. So you are now lowering the 2nd in the minor key. So that would be the same as Phrygian. So I realized that was a little bit of a deep dive, but interesting correlations to say nonetheless. And the better that you understand those correlations, the more possibilities open up. Like, this is really good for modal mixture. If you want to add a little flair to your soloing, make it sound a little exotic, or make it sound a little more interesting. So much that just doesn't really get explained a little bit better when talking about the circle of fifths. It does take you thinking about it in terms of reverse engineering a little bit more than you otherwise probably would. Go ahead and let this simmer, and next time we'll talk a little bit more about Locrian. So I will see you there.